Well, I just got home from the Dice Run to Unity, and you can tell I've been away all day because she does not like being left home alone for long periods of time. But you can also tell I just got home because Potato isn't even on yet. But so, yeah, I did my trip up, meaning, all the dice got sorted and put in the car. I ended up actually getting them in the car at like 2 a.m., mostly because I was awake and it actually wasn't raining, so I could finally bring them out and bring Gladys back in. Because I had wrapped her up because it was raining when I had her checked on, so, she had protection from wet. Turns out it didn't really matter. But it was a good trip. I mean, they're always enthusiastic, and I get to see a friend who lives far enough away that I don't get to see her often. But it was also a very good day for observing the do-re squeak that is my on testosterone voice, because I'm definitely getting into the thick of the boy puberty sounds, because I call it do-re squeak because it's not really an exaggeration. A lot of things are too low. The B-52s was too high. Singing along with Unplugged in New York, Kurt Cobain's voice wasn't too low, and the raspy high end was about where my voice cuts out, and that's with my voice is as warmed up as it's gonna get, because it's squeaky, and sometimes with like higher notes in the B-52s, my voice just wouldn't come out at all. It's like, nope, I'm just not gonna make it happen. And then while I was up there, we were aiming cat calls at one of the girls named Cat. It was supposed to be funny. But with the ow, ow, trying to do that at volume at the right actual pitch, the first part barely came out and the second part wouldn't at all. Just my voice went, yeah, no, we can't do that now. So, yeah, I very much have the do-re squeak boy puberty voice, and scraggly, inconsistent patches of my face is trying to do a thing with hair, but it's nothing consistent or useful, and I don't know if it ever will be. But it's kind of trying. But yeah, no, my voice is... It's both squeaky and it feels hoarse even when it's not overused, but it's also not used very often at all. So that doesn't help, but yeah. Oh, and because am their sketchy dice dealer, because it's funny, I wore one of my two dice ties. This is the purple one, and I'd never actually tied one of these before. Like, I've tied ties, but not one of these ones, and I managed to get it just right the first time with the knotting it just above where the pattern starts, above the D4. So even though the knot's kind of crooked, it's not a great knot, it landed in just the right spot, so I didn't want to redo it. Because, then I'd probably end up fussing with it a whole lot, because it's really hard to get one of these knots straight. There's probably a trick to it. I just don't know it. I know how to tie one. That doesn't mean I know how to do it well. But I had a good time. I have the food I didn't eat while I was up there. And I haven't done the math to see how it went. But, I have so much money sunk into the inventory and everything that I've got. It's more along the lines of, getting less in the red with how much I've spent on it. I call it an expensive hobby rather than a side thing, because I don't think it's at the point in at the point, certainly not now, and I don't know if it ever will be, where it will be able to make a noticeable profit, because I really don't want to jack my margins up high enough for that to be an easier thing to attain. The whole point was to make dice more available and affordable for my gamers and other gamers. So, but, oh look, a kitty.